How to earn $2,900 a month in dividends. 3 powerful strategies. Imagine waking up to your money working for you. No alarm clocks, no 9-to-5 grind, just dividends hitting your account. Today we're going to talk about how you can earn $2,900 a month, or $35,000 a year, simply from dividends. Stay tuned for 3 powerful strategies to make that dream a reality. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of each strategy, the potential returns, and the risks involved, so you can make informed decisions about your financial future. Covered Call ETFs. Supercharge your dividend income. Let's start with one of the quickest ways to start earning dividends. Covered Call ETFs. I'm a huge fan of ETFs because they offer instant diversification, and when you add the power of covered calls on top of that, you've got a recipe for some serious passive income. Basically, a covered call ETF is a type of fund that invests in a basket of stocks, just like a regular ETF. But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of just holding those stocks, the fund managers also sell call options on those same stocks. Think of a call option like a contract that gives the buyer the right but not the obligation to buy a stock at a certain price by a certain date. So, when the covered call ETF sells these call options, they collect a premium, kind of like a fee, from the buyer. This premium income is where the magic happens. It gets added on top of the dividends you're already receiving from the stocks in the ETF. This means that covered call ETFs can offer significantly higher yields than traditional dividend stocks, often in the double digits. To put things into perspective, some popular covered call ETFs like XYLD and OILK are currently offering yields of around 11 to 12%. To earn our target of $2,900 a month or $35,000 a year, with a covered call ETF yielding 11%, you'd only need to invest around $318,000. That might sound like a lot, but it's actually a relatively small amount compared to what you'd need with traditional dividend stocks. For example, if you were trying to earn the same $35,000 per year from a dividend stock yielding a more modest 4%, you'd need to have a whopping $875,000 invested. So, you can see why covered call ETFs are so appealing, especially if you're looking to maximize your passive income. But of course, as with any investment, there are risks involved. Stock prices can fluctuate, and if the price of a stock in the ETF rises above the strike price of the call option, the option might be exercised. This means the ETF would have to sell the stock, potentially missing out on further gains. Additionally, if the stock market takes a downturn, covered call ETFs can experience larger losses compared to traditional ETFs. So it's crucial to understand these risks and to consider your own risk tolerance before investing in covered call ETFs. However, for those looking for a potentially faster track to building a solid stream of passive income with lower capital requirements, covered call ETFs can be a great option. Just remember to do your due diligence, research different ETFs, and consider consulting with a financial advisor to see if they align with your overall investment strategy. High-Yield REITs. Become a landlord from your couch. Next up, let's dive into the world of high-yield REITs, or real estate investment trusts. Now you might be thinking, real estate, isn't that a lot of work? Well, that's the beauty of REITs. You get all the benefits of owning real estate without the headaches of being a landlord. REITs are companies that own, operate, or finance income-producing real estate. Think shopping malls, office buildings, apartments, even cell towers and data centers. Basically, anything that generates rental income. And the best part? REITs are legally required to distribute at least 90% of their taxable income to shareholders in the form of dividends. This means that REITs often boast higher than average dividend yields compared to other sectors of the stock market. We're talking yields that can range from 10% to 20% or even higher in some cases. To give you some concrete examples, let's look at a couple of high-yielding REITs that are popular among dividend investors. Two Harbors Investment, a mortgage REIT, currently offers a juicy dividend yield of over 20%. Another example is Brandywine Realty Trust, an office REIT, with a yield nearing 20%. Imagine earning almost 20% annually on your investment passively, without ever having to deal with tenants, toilets, or late-night maintenance calls. Now let's do some quick math to see how much you'd need to invest in REITs to achieve our goal of $35,000 per year in passive income. Assuming an average dividend yield of 10.8% across your REIT holdings, you'd need to invest approximately $324,000. While that's still a significant chunk of change, it's important to remember that REITs often pay dividends monthly, providing you with a regular stream of passive income that can help supplement your lifestyle or even cover your living expenses entirely. But before you go all in on REITs, it's crucial to understand the risks involved. REITs can be more volatile than other types of investments, especially during economic downturns. That's because their performance is closely tied to the real estate market, which can be cyclical in nature. When the economy is booming, people tend to spend more, businesses expand, and the demand for real estate goes up, benefiting REITs. However, during recessions or periods of economic uncertainty, demand for real estate can decline, leading to lower occupancy rates and potentially impacting REIT dividends. Another factor to consider is interest rates. When interest rates rise, it can become more expensive for REITs to borrow money to finance their operations, potentially cutting into their profits and impacting their ability to pay dividends. However, despite these risks, REITs have historically delivered solid returns over the long run. Chapter 3. Dividend Aristocrats, the kings and queens of consistent dividends. Finally, let's talk about the royalty of the dividend world, Dividend Aristocrats. These are companies that have demonstrated an unwavering commitment to their shareholders by increasing their dividends for at least 25 consecutive years. We're talking about the elite of the elite, the companies that have weathered economic storms, recessions, and market crashes, yet still manage to reward their investors with a steadily growing stream of passive income. These aren't your fly-by-night companies. These are typically large, well-established businesses with rock-solid financials, strong competitive moats, and a long history of profitability. Think of companies like 3M, the industrial conglomerate behind Scotch tape and Post-it notes, Leggett & Platt, a leading manufacturer of bedding components and furniture, and Walgreens Boots Alliance, the pharmacy giant. These dividend aristocrats are like the reliable old pickup truck that just keeps on running year after year. They might not be the flashiest or most exciting investments, but they offer something far more valuable: consistency, stability, and peace of mind. Now you might be thinking, okay, but what about the yields? You said dividend aristocrats have lower yields, right? And you'd be right. Dividend aristocrats typically offer yields in the 2 to 4% range, which might seem low compared to the double-digit yields of covered call ETFs or high-yield REITs. But here's the thing, those higher yields often come with higher risks. Dividend aristocrats, on the other hand, are known for their dividend growth. They might start with a lower yield, but over time, as they consistently increase their dividends year after year, your effective yield on your original investment grows significantly. To illustrate this point, let's imagine you invested $10,000 in a dividend aristocrat with a 3% yield. In the first year, you'd receive $300 in dividends. But if that company increases its dividend by an average of 5% per year, after 10 years, your annual dividend income would grow to $488, even if the stock price remained flat. So, how much would you need to invest in dividend aristocrats to reach our target of $2,900 per month, or $35,000 per year? Assuming an average dividend yield of 3%, you'd need to invest approximately $1,166,667. While that might seem like a daunting figure, remember that this is a long-term strategy. Building a portfolio of dividend aristocrats is like planting an oak tree. It takes time to grow into a mighty oak that provides shade and shelter for generations to come. To minimize risk, it's always a good idea to diversify your investments across different dividend aristocrats, rather than putting all your eggs in one basket. Investing in dividend aristocrats is all about playing the long game. So, there you have it. 3 powerful ways to live off dividends. Whether you choose covered call ETFs, high-yield REITs, or dividend aristocrats, each strategy offers a unique path toward financial freedom. Remember, living off dividends isn't about getting rich quickly. It's about building a steady, reliable income stream that can support your lifestyle. The key is starting early, being patient, and sticking to your plan. Want to learn more? Check out my video on the top 7 monthly dividend ETFs to fast-track your dividend income goals. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's make financial freedom your reality.